Hey, welcome to the Kickasspirational podcast. This is Dave Vanderveen, recording live from New Digs. We're down in Woods Cove now. We sold our big place, Vanderhalla, up on the hill, and digging it. Little fog this morning. It's just a beautiful morning. Great south swell hitting literally across the street. Very, very cool. But we're back at it, right? Summer vacation's over. I took a month off. A lot of changes here. I'll do a monologue about that later. But thought we'd kick off this new season with an interview with Lindsay Davidson, who was impacted by COVID. She lost her job in March and decided to start her own company. And she started a small apparel business called Lenny. The website is withlovelenny.com, also on Instagram, withlovelenny, or at withlovelenny. And she's giving us a code, Lenny20, so 20% off if you're digging what she's doing and you want to get involved. In fact, she'll even do custom apparel for you. You can check out her website. You can see what she's doing. She does capsules. So she does capsules, small portfolios that get launched with a set number of products and sizes. And when it's sold out, it's sold out. And then she does another one, all very original, beautiful stuff. But what I thought would be interesting is to have a conversation with someone here's a young female entrepreneur who literally ran into getting let go of a job and decided she was going to go do something she was passionate about, that she was pretty good at, where she could earn some income. Where those three things came together, that's where she focused her effort. And it's paying off. She's doing well. I met her through my older son, Skylar, and his girlfriend, Allie. And we had a great conversation about how, if you're concerned about the future, if you're concerned about your job, if you're concerned about the economy, or if you just want to do something to break through and build the life you want rather than the one you've inherited, might be a good time. So we talked with Lindsay Davidson about how she created the brand Lenny, how it's going right now, how she did it in a sustainable and scalable way. And again, if you want to check it out, go to withlovelenny.com or go to Instagram at withlovelenny. And see what she's got going down. I have a tie-dye jacket that is unbelievably amazing. I wear it in the podcast. You can see it in the video. But I've been very impressed with the work she's been doing, with how she's been selling through her capsules, and her whole attitude about creating effectively a side hustle that's becoming her main hustle. Lindsay, welcome to the Kickasspirational podcast. Hey.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. You're up in LA, right?
Yeah, Mar Vista.
Mar Vista. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Close to, where's Mar Vista exactly? Just for
it's like right in between West LA, Culver City, Venice. We're like 10 minutes from the beach. Can't complain.
Very nice. Very nice. And it's just starting to heat up. We've had some cooler weather and now it's starting to get hot.
I know. I wish I could surf. But
I was out this morning. It was really nice. But here in Laguna, it's just starting to get warm. I've got AC running. And we're going to talk to you about being an entrepreneur in the age of COVID, because you basically started a company. It's called Lenny. I'm wearing a jacket from Lenny.
Yes.
Made, right? A lot of tie-dye.
Yeah.
Do a quick little spin. Yep.
Looks great.
It's so beautiful. I mean, it's super soft. This is denim, but it's one of the softest denim I've ever worn. And you did a really cool job with the tie-dye. I mean, we live in Southern California, so white is kind of a color that goes almost all year round here, different than other parts of the world. But I love this jacket. Thank you for reaching out to me and
thanks for supporting it.
Yeah. So how did you start Lenny, and when did you start it, and what's happening with Lenny now?
All right. So with the onset of COVID, like March 14th, when the lockdown shut down, I actually got let go and got COVID one day, all in one day.
Wow.
And yeah, I think it's like a blessing in disguise, when you're trying to figure out what you want to do and what the next step is. And I was kind of ready for the next step in my role with life. I had been in sales for the last 5 years, like right out of college. And I didn't know exactly the move I wanted to make, but I was ready. So I think this COVID was like, okay, here's your chance to pivot in any way you wanted to. Yeah, there you go.
Lenny.
Stitching, the hand stitching.
So nice. So cool. So you started Lenny literally at the beginning of COVID. And what sort of sales were you and what were you doing before?
So I worked for Fox Sports for 4 years. Yeah, 4 years. And then I moved to fashion sales. I ran wholesale sales for this brand. And kind of with the onset of COVID, I think that they weren't like they weren't going to really survive. So they let us go. Ended up being a blessing. And now I started Lenny. So I've always been like really crafty and love to make things. I love making things. I had a knitwear and jewelry line when I was younger. It was called the Queen's Jewels. Yeah, I know.
What was that
I think
style? What would I buy if I was buying something from the Queen's Jewels? What would it look like?
I'm low-key a professional knitter. Like I could make you anything. I still knit. Like I can make you a sweater. I can make you like a cardigan. Well, it's a sweater. A hat.
Yeah, how about a beanie? Like
I
a
can make beanies like
red
really
beanie.
quickly too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm a good knitter. I do that when I have spare time.
When you have spare time. What else tell us a little bit about your background. So are you single, married, you have kids, no kids? How old are you?
I'm 27. Well, and a half. I just turned 7.5. I also got engaged.
Oh, congratulations.
COVID. Thank you. So it's been a big COVID, in June. So COVID happened. But we're like practically married. We live together. We have 2 dogs. We're playing like right here in the backyard. No kids. These are the dogs. They're my kids.
Dogs are enough kids for
Dogs are enough kids for me. No kids yet.
And I met you through Skylar, my son, who
Yeah.
is living up in LA going to graduate school. And is his girlfriend is renting your back house, is that right?
Yeah. So his girlfriend, Allie, lives on my fiance on our property in the back, and Skylar and Allie are the best. They help me tremendously when I'm just sitting here working and I'm like, guys, what do you think? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And they're both amazing writers. And we have a blog post. Lenny has a blog post and Skylar writes our blog posts. It just doesn't allow you to say who the writer is, but for everyone listening, Skylar is the author of all blog posts.
How's he doing on the writing?
He's amazing. He can write with his eyes closed better than I can with my eyes open. And I wrote a thesis to graduate, and it's not my forte. I'm happy to have him as #1 employee.
And where did you go to school? What did you graduate with? What's your degree in?
I went to Claremont McKenna. I graduated with I was going to say a master's, I didn't get a master's. I double majored in poli-sci and media studies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I played basketball there, but like for a quick second.
That's a great school. You should be able to write really well coming out of Claremont McKenna.
I can write, but I prefer the creative direction.
Yeah.
Someone that's going to school for writing to do the writing. We all have our lanes.
Yeah, no, that's right. And Skylar's been writing for advertising as well as in business, as well as for creative.
Yeah, he's great.
Good connection. So you went to Claremont McKenna. You studied poli-sci and media. You worked for Fox, obviously, which follows your media studies direction. At what point did you kind of shift gears and say, maybe media is not the thing that I want to be doing?
Kind of at the last year of Fox, I just wasn't sure. Like I couldn't see myself becoming an AE there. Like I loved the people I worked with, hands down, still the best people I've worked with. And I'd worked a lot. Like I worked in college and I've done a lot of internships, and I'd never had better coworkers or bosses or mentors than I had at Fox, but sports wasn't my jam.
Yeah.
Like anyone there would tell you that. But I think I'd always had a passion for fashion. It's so corny that sounds. And I just wanted to see if that was an avenue I wanted to check out.
And so you took a job working in wholesale sales and fashion to start that journey? Well, you had
It's a completely different route. I worked for a friend's company, his dad's company, And it was great. I learned a lot. I had no experience, like zero experience in wholesale sales. And it was kind of just like hit the ground running. My job was to open up stores, to open up boutiques all along the West Coast, and it turned into the Southwest as well.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, I opened up some pretty big accounts. Like I opened up stores all across Colorado and Vegas, some here. It was great. It was just like, get in the car, take that flight if you have to at midnight, get in at 2 a.m. It was just.
How much were you traveling? Were you traveling most of the time?
I was traveling a lot. I was in my car a lot. I opened up Eris in Laguna Beach.
Oh, yeah. Eris is great. Yeah.
Yeah, he's also a great guy. I love Trey.
Yeah, Trey, I use Eris a lot for stuff, especially for Sarah. But I actually told Trey at one point, I was like, dude, just every woman that comes in here, just get the husband, get the husband's contact information and just get like anniversary dates, birth dates, and just send us a list of what our wives need and we'll just buy it. And he's literally, so I get texts like all these holidays and, anniversaries, whatever. And he literally just sends me like pictures, this, or this. And I'm like, yes, box it, flowers, put it on the, because I was traveling 10 months a year. So there would just be Eris boxes would show up on whatever day was supposed to be here. And
hey, that's business. That's a business in and of itself.
Yeah, no, it's been
shopping for guys, for husbands.
It's making it easy for us to do the right thing.
Yeah, he is. And he has great taste.
He does have great taste. He also knows my wife's size, which I don't even know. So it's perfect.
Well, that's a plus.
Yeah. But so you decided, so obviously things fell apart in the retail side of the business, at least in people who are wholesaling into retail. I mean, retail has largely been closed for a while. So you decided to start your own brand. How did you start with tie-dye? Am I getting this right? So Lenny is mostly tie-dye garments and bags and things. Is that?
Yeah, we're all, for right now, we're all hand-dyed, hand-stitched. We use all non-toxic products. I mean, some of the bleach is not always non-toxic, but we have two different bleaches.
Well, it's bleach,
so,
right?
There is one that has no chlorine in it, so it's like more. They sell it at Whole Foods, so if they sell it at Whole Foods, it's okay. It's like the 7th generation bleach.
Okay.
I'd just been like wanting to do different things I can never sit still. So during quarantine, I was like, all right, let's make this jacket. Let's make these pants. And I didn't want, the sweatshirt and sweatsuit, even though it's quarantine, I still won't wear sweats. That's just, it's not
how you present yourself.
It's not my outfit of choice.
Yeah.
So even though I get a lot of DMs being like, can you make sweats? We will be coming out with a capsule for sweats like very soon.
Yeah.
Listening, but not like your traditional like Hanes sweats. But everything is repurposed. Like none of it is my design. The silhouette is not my design yet. That's not my design.
Well, I love like just pushing this up to the camera. You can see like a lot of the cool little stitching details. Those are hand sewn, I'm guessing.
All by me.
All by you. I mean, it's just really cool stuff. And
the buttons are painted. I painted the buttons.
Oh, these are awesome. Yeah, I'll show the buttons too. The buttons are painted. They're gorgeous. And I can't believe how soft, like I don't always like jean jackets because you've got to wear them for like years before they break in. And I just don't have that much time. But I love how soft this was just coming right out. This is like one of the softest. It's really like a soft shirt, like a chamois shirt almost or something. It's so soft. And and you said the brand itself, Lenny, you hand stitched this on the back?
No, so that is I have an embroidery machine.
Okay.
That is embroidered on a machine, but the rest is all stitched and hand dyed.
Wow. It's very, very cool. There's one of my favorite shops, used to be one of my favorite shops up on Melrose was Atelier Repair. And they did like a lot of really cool like hand stitching, and they would take like old like fatigue pants, like army stuff, right? And they would kind of rip it and recut it, and then they would put in like really cool, colorful pieces of cloth to kind of spice it up and hand stitching. So I love everything you're doing here. It's feels like it's really is a garment made individually for somebody. And you do like custom work, right? It doesn't have to be just stuff people see on the website.
No, we do a ton of custom work, which we have a custom shop, and we're slowly, I can show you one piece I just made for someone.
Yeah, show us what you got. Wait, where do people find this, by the way? Because you don't have a store, right?
No, we're all direct to consumer. So it's withlovelenny.com. The brand is Lenny, but it's honestly, the name came about because the Instagram handle was taken of Lenny, or like shop Lenny. And you're making things with love. It's a ton of labor and a lot of thought and math. I never thought I would use math ever again in my adult life, but you do. Kids, if you're listening, you really do.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's, the beauty of a liberal arts education is it's not math intensive typically, unless you're doing a math major.
Yeah, the Kenyon, we talk about it.
Yeah, but you got to do it. You got to do some math. I took finite math in university. I was a philosophy and political science double major.
Oh, like a PPE? We had that.
Yeah, well, when I was a lot older, when I was in school, it was just two different majors, but it was, it's very cool.
Where'd you go?
I went to Wheaton College.
I know. Cool. I looked at a ton of D3 schools for basketball.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I got kicked out of Wheaton College at the end of was like one semester away from graduation, and I finished at Calvin College, another D3 liberal arts college, but wasn't my grades. It was my poetry got me in trouble. But
hasn't hurt you.
No, it was very fun. Became national news. But so when you were when you're starting Lenny, where'd you pick the name Lenny?
It was a nickname that was given to me kind of as a kid. It was more Len, and then my fiance actually morphed it into Lenny because one of my favorite books is of mice and men, and then he thought it was really funny that so I have an obsession with dogs, like a big obsession with dogs. All the products are named after dogs. If you haven't noticed already, people who are tuning in. And Lenny from Of Mice and Men, like strangles a dog so much he loves it that he kind of just put a bunch of different nicknames together, and it became Lenny, and then it just stuck.
Have you strangled a dog?
No, never. I want to ranch like 20 dogs.
You rate what?
I want a ranch one day. I was like, you can just ship me off to a ranch and I'll live with like 20 to 100 dogs. I'd be so happy.
How many dogs do you have right now?
Well, at our house, we have 2. And then my parents have 2, but they're like all mine.
What are your dogs' names at your house now?
Desi and Marty. Desi's a husky, Siberian husky. They're like right there. You can't see them, but they're like
Desi
right
and Marty. You can show them to us. Desi and Marty. Desi and Marty.
You want me to show Desi? Marty, come here. Come here. Come here. We're going to show you. Yeah. Come here. Desi.
Desi's the
Desi, and there's Marty.
Desi's
Marty.
And what's and Marty's a bulldog? What's Marty?
No, Marty. There's Desi. Desi's a husky, and Marty's a German short-haired pointer black lab.
Beautiful dogs. Yeah. So you named your products after your dogs? So you have a Desi product and a Marty product?
Yeah, I do. Because I was thinking, like, do I name it after family? Do I name it after friends? And then if you do that, you're going to upset someone because someone's going to get left out. And then I was like, no, I'm going to name them after dogs, because besides like Evan and my family and my closest friends, like that's what I love the most. They're the best. They give you unconditional love.
This is a brand built around the things you love, built around your passions. Is that right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Pretty
much. So yeah, every capsule, each product is named after a dog. And it could be a dog in my life or a dog I've come into contact with at some point. When Snapchat was a thing, it's not as much a thing for like my generation right now. Yeah. I guess millennials. I think it's more like Gen Z.
Yeah.
I don't use Snapchat anymore. I would take pictures of dogs like everywhere I go and just post pictures and write their name. Like I wanted to I wanted to do a Dogs of LA account, but I didn't have time for that, so I wasn't doing it. But I would do it. I would totally do it.
That's how much you love dogs. So how did
I
you,
love
and you picked tie-dye, why?
I picked tie-dye because I didn't have $50,000, $100,000, even $20,000 to like put of my own money into the business. I had some money and I'm fully funding it myself. So it was honestly cost effective. And because I think it is the most relatable, especially right now. And I wanted to figure out a way to do something that anyone necessarily could do, but put my own twist on it. So everything is repurposed. As I was saying, it's not cut and sew yet, but I'm finding the pieces and then I'm figuring out a way to make them my own. And I think I've always had a pretty good eye for fashion and just the way I like to dress or the way I think things should look.
Yeah.
So I wanted to see what I could do without having to take that next step. But then the goal will to be a cut and sew shop. But I still think to be like hand dyed, even if it's not tie dyed, but like let's say the garment's white and I want it to be I don't know, a mauve, like have it be dyed a certain color.
Right. Well, you can also do washes too. Like you can do washes
Exactly.
on clothing that'll strip out fiber and make it softer or thinner or do different things. That's pretty, it's a lot of fun just to take the existing material and turn it into something that you want it to be.
Yeah, exactly.
And so
And
go ahead, sorry. Yeah.
no. I was just saying I was wanting like certain items during Corona and I had them in my closet and I was like, I'm a shopper. I would totally buy them under any other circumstances, but I was like, I should probably save my money. I'm not employed. Let me figure it out. And I was like, just figured out a way to make them. And then I would post them on my personal Instagram and people seemed to really like them and kind of grew from there.
That's awesome. How have sales been going since you started? Are you engaging? Are you getting people coming to you looking for?
Yeah, I mean, I need to honestly like learn SEO a little bit better and I think I need to start doing Facebook ads, but I have nothing to base it off of. So it's good. It can always be better.
Yeah.
Can it always be better?
And how much have you invested so far in this project, if you don't mind me asking?
I've invested, I have to count now, but around like $13,000.
So it's a fairly small startup and you're putting a lot of your own sweat into it, right? You're putting a lot of your own effort into it.
Yes, I enlist Allie and Skylar to help me. They're compensated. Don't worry. We are a fair labor practice here. No, I have a photographer that will do like capsule shots, but other than that, I mean, she's amazing. You guys should check her out, Lauren Mogavam, and her Instagram handle is open for edit. It's like at open for edit. She's incredible.
Lauren
Mogavam.
Interesting name. And she's your photographer. What's a capsule?
So I launch everything in capsules, meaning like what I put out, that's it. And it's not coming back. It's a collection. And I figured that was the best way because I don't have a factory producing products like in bulk.
Right.
And that gave me a way to produce like 5 items. And if it tests the market, if it does well, it does well. If it doesn't do well, it doesn't do well. And a huge aspect of what I do, each capsule directly correlates to a cause each month. So like starting this whole thing, we're in a pandemic, we're in a global pandemic. People all over don't have jobs, all over, like people, you know, their spending habits have changed. So I think the way people view money is a lot different now. And my products are not inexpensive. I wouldn't say they're like the most expensive tie-dye pieces I've seen, but they're also not Forever 21 H&M prices. It's not fast fashion.
Right. What sort of price points do you have?
We're launching t-shirts that are going to be $55. And those are actually not dyed. Those are all hand stitched. So it's going to be like a really nice cotton, 100% cotton, very soft, thin, and then like pocket detailing. Kind of, okay, so like the shirt you're wearing.
Right. This is a Rourke t-shirt, one of the brands that I'm invested in. But yeah, it's a soft.
It's very similar, a solid shirt with stitching like all over, and then just our Lenny logo.
Very cool.
And then we have.
Will the logo be here or on the back?
No, on the back.
On the back. You always put the logos on the back?
Yeah, I don't think people necessarily want someone's name on their front. I don't know. I'm not.
If it said Lenny here, people would just start calling you Lenny, I think.
Right, and it's a name. I just think like it's more subtle in the back.
Yeah.
And it adds something to the back, right? It gives something.
That's cool. Oh, I think it's more unique that way too, to have it on the back, lower back panel.
Yeah.
So you're doing t-shirts for $55. What else?
Starting t-shirts. We're opening up actually a vintage shop.
Ooh.
Which it's really cool. Yeah. I've found vintage like band t-shirts pretty much.
Okay.
And dyed them and stitched them, and those are going to start at $65. And those are one of a kind, like one of one.
So you're finding vintage tees, in this case band t-shirts, and you're modifying them. You're dyeing or stitching or doing different things too.
Both, all. So like a Pink Floyd shirt.
Yeah.
I can show it to you, but it's like another room. But
I'd like to see. Do you have it right there?
I have to go get it. You want me to go get it?
Go get it. I love Pink Floyd. Yeah.
Okay, I'll show it to you.
I'll talk a little bit while you're going to get these. You know, I thought it'd be fun to bring Lindsay on today because I met her through my son and his girlfriend, through Skylar and Allie. And, you know, I think during a pandemic, when people are trying to figure out what to do next, sometimes it's inspiring to meet entrepreneurs who, you know, aren't raising tens of millions of dollars, but they're starting something that they're passionate about, that they love, that they're good at, and that can earn some money. And so I think this is one of the most fascinating conversations about the grassroots entrepreneurship that we're learning about with Lindsay Davidson at Lenny today. And Lindsay, I'm back with this Pink Floyd tea.
Okay.
Ooh. Ooh. That's awesome. What size is that?
This is bigger. This is a double extra large, but it's great.
Mom, son.
It's a great, sorry, did you hear my mom ringing?
Yeah, good.
And then we got the Lenny right here.
Oh, very cool. There's your employers going to work.
Here's a little stitching detailing.
Oh, very cool. Hand stitched Pink Floyd. And is that basically bleach dyed, or is that?
That's bleach dyed, yeah. We have that one, then we have this, like, this one's my favorite. I like this one.
Metallica? Wow, very cool.
So these are just having like really small stitching detail.
Awesome.
So these, I'm opening like a vintage tee, one of a kind shop. So let's say
Debbie Weisberg.
Very popular right now. I don't know what's going on. Let's say I find like great t-shirts that I think people would like, or a jumpsuit that's kind of like a one-off, or an overall. It's either gonna go in like the one of a kind or the vintage shop, but yeah, that's where we're starting. So we have like a little bit of a lower price point.
But you've got a collection of different sizes and cuts, and some are vintage, some are new that you've done. And when you're buying things that you're repurposing, do you have a broader selection in the same kind of categories, or how many pieces do you come out with in a capsule typically?
Yeah, so my next capsule is actually coming out on Wednesday the 9th, and that is all, I'm so sorry about that. That is all repurposed. So I buy it wholesale, and then I completely create it from scratch, like this one jacket. I mean, I can show you a couple of the pieces if you want.
Yeah, let's pull them out.
Should we pull them out?
Yeah.
They're like right here in my.
Lindsay's got some pieces she's going to show us. If you're listening to this, I'll kind of try and describe them as she shows them to us. But you know, her style is it's kind of either a tie dye or a kind of a bleach style. And there's a lot of hand stitching that goes into these pieces. They really look great. So what are we looking at here, Lindsay?
Okay, so they don't have names yet. I have to name them. I don't know what their names are going to be. So this was just like, it's a linen shirt. It's a really nice quality shirt. And I wanted to try and go more into like a neutral situation to see if, you know, tie is a lot, and it's a lot for people to like wear all the time. But when I see things that are specially dyed or looks handmade, one of a kind, like I want it. That's just me. And I don't care if I wear it 25 times or I'll wear it 100 million times. It's a lot. Probably won't be wearing that much, but I think there's something like really unique about owning something that's different and not everyone else is going to have.
Right. So it looks special. It doesn't look like you bought it at H&M or one of the
right
places.
Exactly. This is all, and I hand brushed all of this, like as opposed to, you know, just like throwing bleach on it or dye on it. Like I painted it on.
Oh wow, so you use like a paintbrush effect.
Okay, I used a paintbrush. So I've been really into like the one side.
Cool. And so you're doing the right side, is that right?
Yeah, right side. They all kind of differ, but yeah, just like one side, and then it's all stitched.
Oh, very cool. That's a lot of hand stitching. It goes all the way down the.
Yeah, it's a lot of stitching, but it's worth it if people like it.
And you're doing all the stitching yourself? You're not outsourcing this to?
No.
Okay, good for you. Wow. How long does it take? How long does it take you to develop a piece like that?
I mean, first I conceptualize it, and I actually have one of my very, very close friends helps me a ton. Name's Maggie.
Maggie? Is Maggie a paid employee, or is she kind of a volunteer right now?
She's my chief sustainability officer. I tell
her.
And she just graduated with a master's in public policy and sustainability, specifically in the fashion sector. Yeah, she's super fashionable. So she helps me a lot.
And tell me about sustainability and Lenny. Are you thinking about sustainability because you're repurposing materials, or because, tell us about that a little bit.
Yeah, so it's like sustainability is a funny word, and you know, people are very sensitive when it comes to it, and I completely understand. The world is very sensitive right now. We are sustainable in that we repurpose everything, in that the dyes we use are non-toxic, chemical-free. We use RIT dye, but we do use bleach sometimes. So like, that's not a sustainable, it's a chemical. But our repurposing, like we'll buy vintage Levi's and rework them. That's fully repurposed. Right. But if we're buying something wholesale and then just slapping our label on it, that's not repurposed. Well, we fully rework each piece.
Yeah.
And that's how we're sustainable.
Got it. So it's the repurposing, and then also the way that you're using dyes that are less non-toxic, effectively.
Right.
That's cool. And is Maggie helping you make more sustainable decisions? Is that part of her role?
Yes. She's also just she's like one of my best friends, and she's like super fashionable and knows a lot about what she's doing.
How many of your friends are involved in your company right now?
Monetarily or like financially, zero.
Okay.
All my friends. We have a group chat of like 11 best friends, and best friends. All my closest friends, actually, except a couple, we've been close since high school, like middle school and high school. And like we have a group chat and I make them do polls. Like I send them questions and I'm like, please answer this. Or what do you think? I'll give them like option A and B. And I mean, all of my friends are very successful in their own right and all have like a lot to offer and are very insightful. And they all have very different styles. So
Yeah.
I like, I mean, I'm a fan of it.
Love this jacket. So I mean, so if I had things that I wanted to have reworked, would you rework, would you take like pieces of, you know, like jeans or jacket?
Yeah, I actually just did that for a friend, you know, since we're so small and a friend had a shirt or a jacket he wanted me to do for him. And my only hesitation right now, especially with that, is like, if you send me like your grandfather's jacket that was an heirloom and I don't want to be liable for that.
Yeah. Well, maybe they have to, maybe, you know, maybe it was going to get thrown away if you don't rework it, or not used if you don't rework it. So
You know,
part of the risk and reward, right?
figuring that out, but I can say yes, we can. We'll figure that out. But right now it's we source the pieces. Like you want a denim jacket. I'm gonna go we'll source it for you.
Right. You sourced this one. I didn't send you this one, and it's really nice.
No, it's more we source than you send.
Yeah. No,
But for you, you can send me something and I'll do it.
That's very kind. What so what was the thought process? So you're going through this, you're thinking, yeah, you know, maybe I should do something on my own. Be nervous? Did it just kind of make sense? Did it come to you? What was the process to get from working someplace, getting laid off, got time on your hands, now you find yourself creating capsules with some of your friends?
I just like I couldn't see myself going back into an office. I mean, you know, you don't know me that well, but my personality just from this, it's like I have to be going, and sitting in an office is hard.
Yeah.
But why I liked the fashion wholesale job is like I was always on the road. So it's kind of like your time. You just have to get it done.
Yeah.
And this is all on my time. I mean, like I wake up at 7 and I don't stop until like midnight.
Wow.
And it was just kind of a, when am I going to do it? When there's no other time. This is more of like the time to do it. And you don't need, I Googled so many videos, like these girls and guys, and they're like all over saying like, I started a business with $500. I created a Shopify account and this is how you can sell. It's like, you just be resourceful, honestly. You don't need $200,000. You need a little bit of money, I would say, but like not a ton. I wasn't planning this, so it wasn't like I was saving up for it.
Well, and people could even go and find things at vintage shops or thrift shops and
Yeah.
To cut their inventory costs, things like you're doing.
Try and cut costs any way possible.
Yeah, smart.
Except models and photography.
Wait, so are you spending money on models as well?
Yeah, so all of like the capsules that drop, those are all professionally shot with models. But on my Instagram, I'm taking all of the photos, unless like I tag the photographer. But I've become friendly with a decent amount of like people who either model or who could model. I used Skylar modeled for me today.
Whoa, nice. What was he modeling?
Some of the vintage tees.
Oh, cool.
Like I'll use Evan. I'll use just anyone in my life that is willing and that wants to take a picture. Like our whole thing is that we're fully like size inclusive, body inclusive, age inclusive. I don't want like a 5'11", 100-pound girl. Like it's not really relatable.
Right. You're trying to have more normal people.
Right.
People like the Vanderveens. Do you, how many capsules are you going to come out with this year?
One every month.
One every month. And how many pieces, you have an estimate of number of pieces per capsule?
They all range. Like this capsule has 11. Yeah. 1, 2, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
And they just kind of range with honestly what I want to put out. It's hard with guys. Guys don't love tie-dye, so it's kind of figuring out like what guys will wear, if make it more unisex, more not unisex, like non-gender. I'm trying to find the right word there.
I actually like, yeah, not gender biased.
Not gender bias, yes.
No, I love tie-dye, but I go to a lot of Grateful Dead shows, and at Grateful Dead shows you see a lot of guys in tie-dye, guys and men and women.
Yeah.
And no, it's
like bright tie-dye.
Yeah, but it's definitely very trendy right now for the ladies, for people who.
I like that you like your tie-dye. I want more people to want to wear that want your tie-dye aesthetic.
Yeah, no, I've worn it out and had great comments. I need to actually post some photos of it because I think it's just, I think people dig it. I posted another, when I was at Diana Garreau's store here in Laguna, does a lot of her own custom work. Although she doesn't really specialize in tie-dye, but she did a few tie-dye things. She gave me this tie-dye men's shirt, and I think I showed it to you at one point.
Yeah.
I got so many comments on it. Every time I wear it, same thing. I think it's just, especially when you have nice pieces that look unique, and doesn't look like, just a cheap deadhead tie-dye, but it looks like somebody actually put some effort and care into it, and it's special and it fits you well. That's good.
Yeah, her piece was beautiful.
Yeah. So you are withlovelenny.com.
Withlovelenny.com, and the Instagram is also at withlovelenny, but the brand is Lenny.
The brand is Lenny, and your new capsule drops on the 9th, which is just around the corner. It's about a week from now, so probably by the time this comes out, the capsule will be dropping.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting. And are there any special deals for listeners on the Kickasspirational podcast?
Yeah, we'll give you guys a deal.
Okay.
We'll give you a promo code.
Great. We'll figure that out, and we will put it in the notes, unless you have it right now.
No, we can make it right now. It could be, what do you want it to be?
Let's keep it simple.
Okay.
I'm gonna do like Lenny. What do you want to do?
I mean, we could do Lenny 20.
Lenny 20. Wow, that's a phenomenal deal. I'm gonna go buy some things when the new capsule drops on the 9th. So Lenny 20 for Kickasspirational listeners or viewers will get you 20% off.
Well,
at With Love Lenny or withlovelenny.com.
Yes.
And you've got men's and women's items on there. And if people don't see something in their size that works for you, they can reach out to you directly and they can ask you to do something special. Is that right?
Yeah, and we have the custom shop already up. So just submit an order. But if you have any questions, like email us at hello@withlovelenny.com or Lindsay with an E.
L-N-D-S-E-Y.
Yes, withlovelenny.com.
Very, very exciting. I'm so excited for you, Lindsay. It's great to hear about people who are breaking through barriers. You obviously went to a great school, worked hard, got 2 degrees, worked in the thing that you studied, and figured out that wasn't where you wanted to be for the rest of your life. So you jumped to a career in fashion where sounds like one of your passions is. And then when things fell apart with COVID, you built something new. Very, very exciting. Very
gotta get back on that horse. I honestly, I guess, is that the saying?
Yeah, no, I think that's right. If you get thrown, you figure out another way to make it through. I mean, I think perseverance, right, and grit are more valuable than being smart or figuring it out the first time.
I think if you really want to do something, you find a way to make it happen. And if you're putting your heart and soul into it, at some point it's gonna be successful in some way.
Figure out what success, and what is success going to look like for you with this project, with Lindsay, with Love Lenny? What's success look like for you? What do you want?
I mean, I want everyone to know about it. I want everyone to know about it because I want people to wear it and like feel confident and be happy and smile. My whole goal of making these clothes is like for people to stand out and feel confident and feel good about themselves. So, and also like make a difference in this world. Like when you're shopping with us, you're also shopping with the various causes we donate a percentage of our proceeds to.
I love this this whole program. Excited about the vintage tees. I love vintage tees. I just cleared out my closet because we're moving into a smaller place, and so I'll probably end up getting more things. But this is very, very cool. I love the stitching too. I like it that it's orange because I'm like a very Dutch, our family, and
is that your color?
Super cool to have a little orange Dutch accent on the clothing.
Yeah, just pop out, contrasting colors. My whole goal is like I don't want you to blend in. I want you to stand out.
I don't want to blend in either, although I'm getting this like weird sun on me now. Yeah, no, it's always nice to have a piece that makes you stand out in a really cool, positive way, and I think
and help the world
and help the world be more sustainable. What are the causes that you've participated in?
So to head count, because it's really important that everyone votes this coming election.
Okay, head count is activating voters or registering voters?
Yes. And then the Hollywood Food Coalition, which we basically once a majority of the sales from each capsule have come in, like once we've sold through a majority of the sales, once we've sold through a majority of the clothes, then we'll donate. And this upcoming one is going to be about immigration because that's a really important topic for me.
How much do you donate typically from each capsule?
It just depends. We try and do we try and do like 15%.
Oh wow, that's quite a bit.
Yeah, we're trying.
Yeah.
We wanna. I mean, like, obviously, I'm a for-profit business, but it's so much more important for me for other people to also be successful than like for me to sell a jacket.
And what does a jacket like this cost?
That is $185. It's a shirt jacket.
A shirt jacket.
A shirt jacket. So it's not like a full, like heavy denim jacket.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's great for Southern California. It's great for anywhere in the States, but especially like that, you could wear all year round.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially here. I mean, I'm wearing it today. I do have air conditioning running, but I'm wearing it today. Although
our custom shop, so all of our jackets kind of range, but our custom shop starts at $285.
Okay.
And for jackets, for jeans, our custom shop for jackets starts at $315. Then for jeans, $225. For sets, $215. I think, yeah, $215. And for sweat, we do offer custom sweats. So like, if you guys want to, like, you can do it separately, the jacket or the pants, or you can do it together. And then we do deals if you buy it together.
That's pretty awesome. So 15% goes to a charity. We're giving people 20% off. Do you have enough margin in these items to sustain yourself?
I don't know now. Sorry, my dog really wanted to go play fetch.
No, that's
yeah, we have enough. We're good.
It's amazing. I think it's I mean, for fashion, particularly for something like this, it's very moderately priced, very modestly priced, but not inexpensive. I mean, it's a fair price, I think, for what you're getting. Very, very reasonable compared to some of the high, some of the fancy places. This is very, very cool.
I think people should just price things in what they feel comfortable, and like this denim jacket is going to be priced. This is like this is denim jacket.
Yeah. What did you do to that one?
How did I do it, or what did I do?
What was the process? How did you get that? The styling looks different than this. It looks like it's, was it brushed down?
Yeah, all of this capsule's brushed.
Wow.
I did some stitching here. Sorry. And then one of them, does this one not have it? Right here. And then it might have a thing that goes all the way down.
Very, very cool. What,
Yeah.
is that black and white?
It is black and white. And then here's the Lenny.
Oh yeah, in white. Very cool. I like your logo too. Who designed your logo? Was that you?
No. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, yes, me and Kelly Malta. She's a fantastic graphic designer.
She did a great job.
You should look her up. She's a fantastic artist too. We went to high school together.
And is she also, do you tag her in some of your stuff?
Yeah, I tagged her in my logo design. She did my logo.
Very cool. What's her, do you know what her Instagram handle is?
Yes, it's Kelly Malta.
Kelly,
Kelly, and then Malka, Malka.
Molka. Kelly Molka. Very cool. You've got a whole band of artists supporting you that make this.
I try to support,
Yeah.
All young up and coming people want to support each other.
Yeah, the new generation of entrepreneurs and artists making a difference during COVID, and I think helping people find solutions. It's cool.
Yeah.
So what's your advice if somebody was thinking about starting a business right now? It's COVID, they're maybe not happy with where they're working, or maybe they're out of work.
I say do it.
Yeah.
I say 100% do it. Like, what do you have to lose? But any way you can make money, make money. I also work like to supplement my income in other ways. Like I'll take on personal projects, or I'll help out any type of project I can take on to make side money.
Yeah, so you're hustling, you're doing you're not just relying on on Lenny, you're actually doing some other.
Right, yeah, no way, because all the money I make is going right back into the business.
Right, which is, I think, really good advice for people. They shouldn't expect to live off the income.
You're not living off of it. You're going to be living, it's a tight budget. Yeah. Tight. But I mean, it's really hard to grow a business. I would say, of my 2-3 months of vast experience, to give people, if you're not doing it full time, it's really hard to grow a business. But if you're able to dedicate like 50 hours a week somehow to it as a side job, then go for it. Like, the more you put off something, the more it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
So that's my piece of advice. And my other piece of advice is that, like, it consumes your life. It's not a 9-to-5. It's a 24/7 gig.
So some element of what you're doing has to be a passion. It has to be fulfilling a dream that you can't fulfill doing your job or doing some.
It's amazing. Like, let's say I'm not personally making any money yet, but the business is starting to grow. It doesn't matter, as long as I'm getting exposure, and me as in Lenny is getting exposure, and people like what I'm putting out there, then that's all that matters right now.
Sure. Do you find that, have you been out and just seen somebody wearing one of your pieces? Does it make you excited to see people wearing?
I haven't seen a random person yet, but that would be really cool. The other night at dinner, I went to dinner with Evan's family.
By the way, who's your fiance?
Evan's my fiance. Yes. Sorry, I just kept. Evan is a fiance. Yeah. He is in some Lenny shots.
Oh, very cool.
I went out to dinner with his family, and everyone was wearing Lenny. It was so great. Coincidentally, he's my biggest model. He sports Lenny all the time.
He's always wearing one.
Great. He looks great in it. So I love that. But yeah, his mom was wearing it. Maybe his dad wasn't. But his sister, his dad's name is Harvey. His dad's actually on my Instagram. His dad's wearing that jacket. You guys should check it out. He looks awesome. And he's 82.
Evan's dad is 82?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So Harvey does wear your stuff. He just wasn't wearing it at dinner the other night.
Right. And it was that jacket that you're wearing.
This one?
The tank. It's called the tank.
Whoa. Harvey's got great taste. That's awesome. Is he the same size?
No, he's a medium. He's little.
Oh, smaller. Okay. Well, I love this jacket. So now I believe that Harvey probably has fantastic taste.
And it's named after like the cutest bulldog that lives next door.
The tank. That's Tank.
The tank. Yeah.
The tank. Hey, and there was another jacket you were going to show me, I thought. Was there a purple one that's there, like blue and purple?
Oh, this custom one?
Yeah. This is a custom, somebody asked you specifically for these colors?
Yes. So for the custom orders, I ask that let me show it to you and then I'll tell you. It's not done.
Very cool. What's the shredding on the collar? Is that something that you did to it?
Yes.
Super cool.
So this is a vintage Levi jacket that I sourced. So they asked for these colors. They said, I want like pinks, blues, and purples. Basically in the comment section or in the description section, I have 15-minute Zoom consultation required because there's no way for me to know what you want. And that's the best.
On the piece, and then you build the piece. And then have you had anyone that didn't like what you did?
Not yet, but I'm sure I will.
Well, I'm sure you won't. They're all fantastic. I think people know what they're getting into, and I think they're excited to see what you create.
I mean, I hope they don't. I try and send pictures in the process, and I'm willing to, willing to work with them. But it's like final sale, a custom piece is final sale.
Yeah, it's a one-way deal. Well, I'm very happy with mine.
Good. You look great.
Strongly recommend the listeners use Lenny 20, Lenny 20.
Yes.
Pick out their new favorite pieces. Maybe have a custom piece made.
Yeah, you should.
T-shirts, jackets, vintage rock and roll T-shirts, and then you're also doing sweats. You said.
Yeah, we're gonna come out with a sweats capsule drop, but it's like on the down low. I mean, it's coming out, but can't give you a date yet.
Okay.
But we do custom sweats. We do custom sets, so it's like a linen set. We do custom jeans. We do custom jackets.
Well, that's a lot. That sounds like it's a really good place to start. Yeah. And how many pieces per capsule again? Yeah. How many pieces per capsule did you say?
They all vary. The last one was 18. Okay. This one is smaller. It's 10. Yeah. Well, I think it's better smaller.
Yeah, and I think it's great because you can experiment. You can try a capsule, see the response you get. If something really takes off, you can keep including it. If it's not as popular, you can
exactly
do new things.
Yeah.
And for winter, are you going to have? Are you still going to stick with linen, or are you shifting into other fabrics?
No, I'm so excited for winter. Fall clothes are so much more fun. I'm also like, I love fall clothes. I love boots and sweaters, but then I'm not going to be tan. That's a big thing. So I love the sun. Yeah, definitely. I really want to play around with leather. I want to see how that works out.
Oh, wow.
I know you can tie-dye leather, so I'm gonna work on that.
Like leather pants?
Oh my God, I would love to do leather pants. Maybe like vegan leather.
Ooh, like
but vegan, it's a controversy because vegan leather is all plastic. Mm-hmm. But then leather is an animal, so maybe you're clear of that.
Do you wear leather?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. I love leather. But I don't eat meat. I'm vegetarian. It's a really big contradiction there that I don't want to fight people on.
Yeah. Why do you not eat meat? Is it like an ethical issue or is it just a personal choice?
Both.
Yeah.
I think it's like horrible what they do to animal. I would be fully vegetarian if I could, but like I have a ton of stomach issues.
Mm.
Um, I don't I don't hate people who eat meat, but I just don't for my personal preference. I was a vegetarian since I was young, like 4, 5. Then
Wow.
I started to have to eat turkey and chicken,
Okay.
and I eat fish, but like I really don't like chicken,
Mm.
and I'm petrified of birds, so like I don't like that.
And you don't like chicken because,
Oh, it freaks me out. It really freaks me out.
but
I'm
you,
if I have to,
okay.
if I have to. We're
Yeah.
getting really into details of my life now.
Yeah, no, it's okay. So, and it freaks you out just because of what a chicken looks like or because you don't like the idea of eating animals or why?
But yeah, that it's just they're animals. I don't want to hurt them.
It's a very popular ethical premise right now.
Yeah.
A lot of people who are switching away from meat or finding meat substitutes because they don't like farming practices or just the idea of killing animals in general.
It is. It's like they can't talk. What if someone was doing that to a human, which happens all the time, which is still terrible. But
I mean, if someone was trying to eat me,
no, I meant like people torture humans all the time, which is horrific. But I'm saying like animals can't talk and they can't tell you.
yeah, yeah. No, there was a really good the New York Times had an op-ed contest a few years ago, which was all about this question. You know, should we be eating animals? Um,
No.
well, you know what? My thought was that you know, a great white shark never asks, should it eat a seal, right? We, I think we kind of anthropomorphize animals when we ask the question. Um,
Big
and I,
word.
well, so I think it's like an interesting question, and I think I'm not trying to make a point one way or the other. I just said the essay I did not submit was basically because we asked the question. I think we have the right to provide an answer, and I'm not sure that one answer is necessarily more, you know, better than the other. Obviously people would disagree with that, but I think just the fact that as animals, we're the only animals that even ask that question makes it kind of an interesting, like I kind of want to get behind the question a little bit, and I think the assumptions around that question are maybe even more interesting than the final answers, but it's good that people have opinions and they have a system of ethics that helps them decide whether or not they should and ought to eat meat or use leather. And at this point, you're not using leather. You're using
No.
cotton, and the buttons are plastic, correct?
Yeah, they're plastic.
Yeah, but they're painted. They look great. And
Thank you.
yeah, no, very very fun. So
Thank you.
very cool. So what's your next big? What's your next? You're gonna do immigration next for your cause for your next capsule?
Working with Skylar right now.
Ooh,
Yeah. I think we're focused on immigration specifically in Central America.
ooh. Well, I'm sure you guys will find the right one. Consider Tahire Justice.
That's it. That's the one we're doing.
Did Skylar suggest that one?
Yeah.
We are big. My wife Sarah and I are big supporters of Tahire. We do some very very large fundraisers. In fact, a lot of the people who support Tahire are major fashion shoppers. Like Chloe's done stuff with us, and Gucci, South Coast Plaza has like big partnerships with Tahire. But we should do something kind of a little bit more official, maybe, if you're interested in that.
Yeah, I would love to. That's a big thing for me.
Yeah, well, it's also cool because, like, well, so for example, if they go to Chloe or in South Coast, or and Gucci's done it, there's a handful of the really high-end fashion brands that partnered with Tahire. When women shop there, rather than give them a discount, they donate like, let's say 20% to the charity. But they get, I mean, these ladies do a lot of damage, so it's and they primarily the women. But yeah, so maybe we'll have Skylar and Sarah connect you with Tahire. I think we could do something kind of exciting, kind of fun. Really pump it up, pump up the volume.
Great.
Then we do
I
it.
would love that.
Yeah, yeah, it can be really, really exciting. Cool. Look at this. We're having so much fun. We're saving women who are getting abused. I mean, I don't know if you know, so Tahare is all about women escaping gender violence, a lot of them coming from Central and Latin American countries. Yeah, and you guys are building sustainable products that help support that. Why wouldn't people go to withlovelenny.com and find something beautiful to support these great causes? That's fantastic.
Yes, you will. So come support.
Awesome.
Got lots of content of my dogs. I'm always filming them.
Oh wow! Do they wear some of the pieces?
No, they're just here when we're working.
Yeah, so they're in the shot sometimes.
They're in a lot of shots. People are probably like, "What is with you and your dogs?" But
right,
they're in all the shots.
Desi's the husky, and Marty is the short-haired.
Yeah, Desi's right here. Who's been like whining at me all? She's like literally right here. She's like, "Please, you see her little face?"
Oh yeah, there's Desi the husky.
Yes, come here. She doesn't leave my side. It's kind of a problem since COVID, but it's okay. We love her.
Oh, she's happy. You're happy. The world's happier. That's that's great. Very, very cool, Lindsay. Thank you for making time for the Kick-Aspirational podcast today.
Thank you for having me. My first podcast.
Yeah, we'll try and get this up on between now and Monday, and we'll make sure that we have your website, your Instagram, and the Lenny 20.
Yes, Lenny 20. I'm ready for you guys.
Awesome, so cool. Thank you, Ben. Thank you. This has been the Kick-Aspirational podcast. And, this is not a spectator sport. We love to get your questions, your concerns, feedback, and most importantly, whatever you do this week, please be kick-aspirational.